Kano.
Yes, my lord.
You said you never identified the person who died. Can you reconcile that evidence with the findings and conclusion? More with the findings and conclusion in your report.
Very good, my lord. My lord, investigation is something that is carried out across the incident. Now, when we went to Kaduna on the 22nd of January 1996, we took over the case, as I have said earlier, from the Kaduna State Police Command. Among the exhibits was the video cassettes. That led us to go to Bauchi for an interview with those people whose pictures appeared in the video. Somewhere along the line, we were told by the same people that they have this interview published in the news magazine. What date and month or week or what edition, they did not tell us. In fact, they did not tell us that it was a news magazine. They just said in one of the national magazines. I now say, all right, we went to Lagos. The only place we could get, I asked the man who gave me this information, can I have a copy? And he said, I will send it to you in Lagos. When we got to Lagos, I waited. I couldn't get it from him. I decided to go to the National Library. I sent my detectives to the National Library, and they spent 1 week browsing through all the magazines. I'm coming. I will tell you. No, wait, hold on.
Mr. Bill.
The excesses of military rule ironically created as well as energized a large pro-democracy and human rights movements. The largely Southern-based press became the voice of this movement. Independent anti-government magazines and newspapers such as Tell, The News, The Sunday Magazine, and other tabloid-style publications emerged. Every week they published exposés of military corruption and military excesses and made incessant calls for the military to leave power. In response, the State Security Service constantly raided their offices, seized copies of their publications before they published critical articles, and arrested their editors. At various points, the government issued decrees that banned the Concord, the Guardian, and the News and stopped them from publishing. Such bans led to the phenomenon of guerrilla journalism. The editors of the News ignored the decrees and continued writing and publishing from secret locations without ever telling their readers that they were reading a banned publication, and also produced a new magazine known as Tempo. In 1995, a journalist at the News, James Bagauda Kaltho, mysteriously disappeared after writing an article about the alleged 1995 coup. Kaltho was never seen again. In 1998, the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Zakari claimed that Kaltho had died in a bomb blast at the Doba Hotel in Kaduna. The staff of banned publications wisely avoided working at their offices and instead wrote and held meetings in unusual locations such as churches or on the back seats of cars and taxis where they could evade the State Security Service, who constantly hunted them. The family of Bagauda Kaltho have brought a petition to the Human Rights Violation Investigation Commission in order to unravel the mysterious bombing of the late journalists. In this episode, former Commissioner of Police Zakari is recalled to the witness box for re-examination. During the Abacha regime, Zakari Hassan Biu was the dreaded head of task force on terrorist activities. He was disdained for his harsh tactics against government critics. The Obasanjo government retired him, but he bounced back after Chief Obasanjo, only to be retired again in 2012 for allegedly aiding and abetting the escape of Kabiru Sokoto, a Boko Haram militant accused of masterminding the bombing of St. Teresa's Catholic Church, Madala, Niger State, where 44 people were killed. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you in the next video.
I appear for Nigerian Police Force. My name is Nuhu Ribadu.
With the greatest respect, my Lord, Bala ibn Allah, I appear for ACP Zakari Biu, and incidentally, I'm appearing for Major Hamza al-Mustafa in this matter too.
May it please the court, I appear for the Independent Communications Nigeria Limited, the publishers of the news magazine. My learned friend, Mrs. Fumi Falana, appears with me. I also appear for myself, sir, because I was linked with this matter in Kano.
How far have we gone?
My Lord, the position now is that we received a letter from the State Security Service requesting that ACP Zakari, who already testified during the Kano hearing, be recalled, my Lord. They would like to cross-examine him, and we have done so, my Lord. It may be a convenient starting point, my Lord, if it pleases my Lord.
Is he here?
He's here, my Lord.
Zakari is here?
Yes, my Lord, he's here. Please come down.
My Lord, I'm taken aback by this position. My Lord will remember vividly that when this matter came up in Kano, we were almost at the brink of knowing the truth of this matter. My learned friend, Mrs. Nwandu, will bear me witness. There was a letter which we tendered in evidence, allegedly written by the SSS, under the hand of one A.A. Gatzama, if I can remember vividly. And it was agreed that, well, if this man we're all looking for and nobody says he knows his whereabouts, suddenly there is a letter from somewhere saying that the man who died in Kaduna is Bagauda Kaltho. The most convenient starting point is that person. The SSS is aware that the man is not here, and they are trying to come back for cross-examination. We are available for cross-examination. But for us to make progress in this matter, the SSS need to take this matter a little bit serious by producing Gazama so that we can make progress in this matter, my Lord. Thank you very much.
Well, I think one step after the other. After cross-examining Zakari, then the next will arise. Now they want him for further cross-examination. That we cannot deny them. So let him be. Let him be cross-examined. After that, then you can raise the point. Yes, Mr. Zakari or Chief, I don't know what.
As the court pleases, my Lord.
My Lord, I'm speaking with all degree of responsibility. I know what is happening, and I hope I will be given the benefit of knowing what is happening. They have cross-examined Zakari. If they are further recalling him, we don't have problem. We don't have problem with that one. But my Lord, the most important thing is that it was mutually agreed. My learned friend Falana knows, he was there, that the starting point is not even to waste our time, because we were all saying dead, disappeared, or somewhere. But somebody has said he knows this person. He has committed it in writing. He has signed. It was then mutually agreed that the man should be here. I stand to be corrected. Mr. Falana is here. So something is happening somewhere, my Lord, and very, very important that my Lord listen to us.
If something is happening somewhere, what's wrong with him being cross? For what is what? Let them cross-examine, then he gets out. Then you re-examine or you cross anything you like to do. Then that something will come out. We know what is going on. Say, can you come in and let them cross-examine? What is worth? You can go on.
I'm already on. Okay.
Either swear him or remind him he's still on his oath.
I want to remain on oath, my Lord.
Mr. Zakari Pugh,
Yes, my lord.
you joined the police. Inspector.
Yes, my lord.
You left in what rank?
I'm Assistant Commissioner of Police, my lord.
Assistant Commissioner of Police.
Yes.
In your testimony, in the sitting of the commissioner in Kano, you tendered exhibit 19.
I need to be reminded about what
that
is
exhibit
Can we
is
see
a
exhibit
letter
19?
from the state security to the Inspector General of Police.
What is the date of the letter, my lord?
Can you give it to... Yes.
Yes, my lord.
That is a letter from the state security
Yes,
to the Inspector General of Police.
Yes, my lord.
Good. As a man who rose to the rank of ACP in the police, are you aware of what is called security liaison between security agencies?
My lord, a security report is a statement of an incident passed by one security agent either to the other or to the authority.
Mr. Zakari,
This is one of them.
just hold, Mr. Zakari, my question to you, are you aware of what is called security liaison among security agencies?
Yes.
Put it differently, are you also aware of what is called a security networking, where one agency can furnish or give an information to the other agency?
Yes, my lord.
Thank you. Exhibit, will I be correct to say that exhibit 19 that was written to the Inspector General was intended to serve as a lead to aid your investigation?
Yes, my lord.
Thank you. You are aware during the commission sitting in Lagos, the commissioner staff gave evidence that you were very close to the former Inspector General of Police.
I don't know about that, my lord.
As a man who left the police as an assistant commissioner of police,
Yes, my lord.
if you see the signature of the Inspector General, you will recognize it, the former Inspector General, not the present.
I recognize it.
Thank you. Please, can you show him the letter? Yes, I will give you one, Roberto. Harmless. Can you give the commission some?
My lord, I cannot recognize this signature.
My Lord, we want to tender that letter
I
as an
cannot
exhibit.
recognize this signature.
We want to tender, just if you can't recognize it.
I cannot recognize this signature, my lord.
Is it your signature?
That letter was
Someone
signed
else's signature.
by Abraham A. Kumasi, the former Inspector General of Police.
If that letter was signed by the former Inspector General of Police, I am not the author of that signature.
Yes.
The author of the signature,
just
you
listen
can
to
bring
me.
him here, let him come and say
We
whether it is
are
signature or
not
not.
saying that you are the author of that
Yes.
signature.
Yes, and
As
that one
at
you
the
showed
time,
me.
Listen.
That signature you showed
Just
me, you say
listen.
whether, listen, you
Listen
say whether,
to me,
listen, no,
listen
I will
to
not
me.
listen to you. You said
Well,
whether I can recognize it. You say whether I can recognize it. That signature is very faint. Until you bring to me the original, maybe I will be able to recognize it. But that one is not recognizable. I am not a handwriting expert.
My Lord, like I have said, we apply to tender that in evidence.
All right. So what is what?
Yeah,
How many letters are you tendering?
I will tell you later.
How many letters from the IG are you tendering?
This very particular letter. We have many other documents we will tender.
How many are you tendering? 1, 2.
Give me one.
Oh, sorry.
We are tendering this. Two. It's a different one. I will come to that.
How many?
2.
How many are you tendering? 2, 3, 4? How many letters?
For now, I am tendering that.
Only one letter.
Now, for
All
now.
right. Letter dated what?
Give me my copy.
19th January.
Excuse me. Registrar, can you give me my copy?
Dated
Of
19th January 19.
with permission of the court, my lord, we want the witness to read that letter.
Which letter?
What exhibit would this be? What exhibit?
32.
Yeah.
37. 27. 27. 22.
2.
This is now exhibit 22.
22. As the commission pleases. Like, with the permission of the commission, we would like the witness to read the letter.
My lord, the letter is not written by me. I think it is improper for me to read it. He can read it because he produced it.
Just read what you see there. Nobody said you wrote it.
Nobody is saying you wrote it. Just read it.
Okay.
Read it.
Which one?
The one I gave to you, the letter I gave
It's
to
not
you.
with me. The Director General, State Security Services, Department of State Services, Abuja, Bagauda Kaltho, thank you for your letter reference number S.1020/981 dated 22nd December 1997. The matter has since been minuted to the task force member who are fully conversant with the development. Please. Signed, Ibrahim A. Kumasi, NPM, MNI, Inspector General of Police.
Thank you, Mr. Biu. This was a letter written by the former Inspector General of Police.
Yes, my lord.
Acknowledging the facts as stated in Exhibit 19.
Yes, my lord.
The letter also stated that the task force member which you headed,
Yes.
was also seized of the facts as in Exhibit 19.
Not my lord. The letter didn't say so.
Conversant,
The letter didn't say so.
he said, let me remind you, the matter has since been minuted to the task force members who will be fully conversant with the development.
As at the time of this letter, my lord, I wasn't. What is the date of that letter? What is the date of that letter?
Just answer my question.
I wasn't
You have a copy with you?
Yes. I wasn't conversant with the case.
What the fine police officer was saying, the former IG was saying, is that the information, the lead that supplied to the police,
Yes.
in Exhibit 19, the task force members were conversant with the information.
I'm not aware of that, my lord.
During the commission sitting in Kano,
Yes, my lord.
No, before I come to that, Mr. Zakari,
Yes, my lord.
are you aware that it is a normal practice? Is it? You are aware of the fact that it's a normal practice when a police officer is given an assignment, an investigation.
Yes.
At the end of the investigation, he will submit a report.
Yes, my lord.
Fine. In respect of Bagauda Kaltho case,
Yes, my lord.
did you submit a report?
Yes, my lord, I did.
If you see that report, will you recognize it?
Yes, my lord.
Is that the report you submitted at the end of your investigation?
I'm coming, my lord. Yes, that's the report we submitted, my lord.
And the report was signed by you as the chairman of that committee.
Yes, my lord.
Good. My lord, we wish to tender this as an exhibit.
What dated, what date?
Yes.
Exhibit 23.
No, I will give you just a minute. Yes. No, this is one. Give one. In your testimony before this commission, Can you read that exhibit?
Thank you, my lord. The Inspector General of Police, the Nigerian Police Force Headquarters, Area 10, Garki, Abuja. Police investigation report. Bomb explosion at Daba Hotel, Kaduna on 18/1/96 at 16:15 hours. Kaduna case file number KDS 3396. 4 CID case file number CR 2797. Introduction. On the 18th day of January 1996 at about 16:30 hours, one Malan Labaran Adamu, the senior food and beverage manager, Daba Hotel, Kaduna, reported at the State Criminal Investigation Department, Kaduna, that on the same day, at about 16:15 hours, there was an explosion at the guest and public toilet adjoining the hotel banqueting office, as a result of which the hotel's restaurant manager, Mrs. Sarah Luca, was injured and taken to the hospital for treatment. And that an unidentified dead body was also found at the scene of the explosion in one of the toilets. State CID Kaduna investigation. A team of detectives led by the Assistant Commissioner of Police, State CID, Mr. Mutari Ibrahim, ACP, subsequently visited the scene and was later joined by a team of bomb disposal officers led by Mr. Gosen E. Uzauru, DSP. The bomb disposal team, having observed the scene, including the unidentified dead body, which was described as an adult male, found lying inside the debris with face upward with multiple injuries, and included A, left hand chopped off from the wrist, while the right hand was pounded off from the wrist joint, leaving flying ligaments. B, greater part of his right part showed slight burnt, turning skin, including part of his hair, which could not hinder identification by someone who knew him before or his relatives. The photograph of the dead body were taken by the AC State CID Kaduna himself. Thereafter, the scene was technically swept by the bomb disposal unit led by Mr. Gosen E. Ozoru, DSP, and his team, as a result of which the following items were recovered. A, expanded shell of 1.5-volt Duracell battery. B, twisted pieces of cable of green, blue, and red colors. C, weight white cellophane shattered to tied up points. D, black polythene bag containing A, book titled The Man Died, a receipt number 003254-8 with the name YY Yusuf, dated 18/1/96, issued by the bestseller Daba Hotel, Kaduna. F, Rothman's polythene bag, which contained video cassette titled Buhari's Interview. 2, video cassette container with the inscription Master Broadcast Video Cassette, which was found to contain unexploded explosives.
This document form part of a bundle of documents tendered in Kano. I told my learned friend for the SSS will perhaps direct the attention of the witness to this 20-page document, the relevant portion of it, so that we are not taking through this whole. He said we are just chasing shadows. In Kano, sir, the ball is in the SSS courts.
Yes.
Please, let's save some time.
Yes. The document you are seeing now, you are seeing it for the first time. It's quite different from any document that has been tendered before this commission. Because the document that was tendered before this commission in Kano was tampered with.
It's XBD, is there? It's XBD. Compare.
No, the whole thing was not given to the commission. That is why we want him to read it.
Hey, I just want you to refer to the area that has been taken out so that we can save some time. There are 20 pages. You understand what I'm saying?
My Lord,
the question is, has that document been tendered? The answer is either yes or no.
The answer is no. Part of it was tendered.
All right. Now, do you want him to read the whole or to read only the relevant part, the part you want to use?
As
we have tendered it as Exhibit 23. So what portion of Exhibit 23 do you want him to read?
Can he start from paragraph 24?
Paragraph what?
24.
Of page what?
Page 17 or so. Paragraph 24. Under general. Just start from general.
Paragraph 24. General. As stated earlier, the Assam Commission...
No, wait. You start from the findings. I want to limit him to the findings of his investigation, which is the meat of this report, to save the time of the commission. Start from the findings, your findings. Page 18.
Okay. Findings has revealed the following facts: that on 18/196 at the banquet hall of Daba Hotel, Kaduna, there was a bomb explosion which killed a man whose identity could not be easily ascertained. It was, however, obvious from the onset that the victim himself was apparently the one who set the bomb. The photograph as well as video clips of the victim was taken on the spot. That the only reasonable lead left at the scene, apart from other exhibits found at the scene, was a video cassette of an interview granted by General Muhammad Buhari to Bauchi State Television Authority. Although inquiries was extended to Bauchi TV station, the identity of the victim could not be gleaned to any of those who interviewed the general. This interview was published by the news magazine of 4995 without the knowledge or consent of Bauchi Television, which conducted the interview. However, in a letter reference number SO102098, dated 22nd 1297, by the Director General of SSS to the Inspector General of Police, it stated that the victim of the 18/196 at Doba Hotel, Kaduna, was a correspondent of the news magazine who was based in Kaduna. This piece of information led to detectives back to Kaduna, where he lived and worked until 18/196. That a visit to Biliri village, Gombe State, led to the recovery of the photograph of Bagauda Kaltho from his wife, Martha Kaltho. One of the pictures recovered from Mrs. Kaltho was the one Bagauda Kaltho took with General Muhammad Buhari retired. With this photograph, detectives were able to connect the video cassette of the interview of General Buhari together with the victim, other exhibits found at the scene of the bomb blast. That the medical report on the victim is explicit on the fact that the victim was clearly identifiable. Consequently, when the pictures recovered from Mrs. Martha Kaltho were compared with the picture of Bagauda Kaltho taken at the scene of the bomb blast, there was no doubt that the pictures were one of the same person, Bagauda Kaltho. That from the statement of Mr. Wajudu, it is clear that management of ICNL was clearly misleading the victim's wife. It is only clear that the later claim by the management of the company that Bagauda Kaltho was detained by DMI was employed by the company to divert the attention of the victim's wife. That the petition to the head of state by Mrs. Martha Kaltho was based on speculation which the management of ICNL fed her. This is buttressed by the fact that the date on the petition, which was 1996, coincided with the period Mrs. Martha Kaltho visited the company in Lagos. When she was informed for the first time, that is 9 months after the incident, that her husband was detained by DMI, Mrs. Martha Kaltho, in her statement dated 3/3/98, put the situation in its perspective as follows. After our encounter with Mr. Wananuga, MD ICNL, we then started seeing changes of attitude from the news magazine officials. They started publishing my husband's picture, inquiring his whereabouts in their magazine. Meanwhile, they started bringing to me my husband's salary on a monthly basis. That from the available facts, the circumstances of the bomb blast and exhibits recovered at the scene, it is only reasonable to conclude that the deceased victim of the blast was indeed the person who brought the deadly object to the premises of the hotel. It has also been established that the victim was, until his self-inflicted tragedy, a correspondent of the news magazine and was based in Kaduna. What is, however, not very clear is whether the late Bagauda Kaltho was illegally recruited for this dastardly act by his employers, ICNL, or he did so on his own and independent of his employers. That the point raised in the preceding paragraphs would have been easily concluded, but for the lack of cooperation by the management of ICNL. In fact, the company instead of cooperating, resorted to blackmail and outright falsehood through their publications. Conclusion. From the foregoing and findings, it is our candid belief that the dead body found at the scene of the bomb blast that rocked the Daba Hotel on 18th January 1996 was that of no other person but that of James Bagauda Kaltho, the correspondent of ICNL, Kaduna Bureau, whom Nemesis has caught up with him while planting the deadly bomb that ended his life.
Mr. Zakari.
Yes, my lord.
In view of the evidence you gave in Kano,
yes, my lord.
You said you never identified the person who died. Can you reconcile that evidence with the findings and conclusion, more with the findings and conclusion in your report?
Very good, my lord. My lord, investigation is something that is carried out across the incident. Now, when we went to Kaduna on the 22nd of January 1996, we took over the case, as I have said earlier, from the Kaduna State Police Command. Among the exhibits was the video cassettes that led us to go to Bauchi for an interview with those people whose pictures appeared in the video. Somewhere along the line, we were told by the same people that they have this interview published in the news magazine. What date and month or week or what edition, they did not tell us. In fact, they did not tell us that it was a news magazine. They just said in one of the national magazines. I now say, all right, we went to Lagos. The only place we could get, I asked the man who gave me this information, can I have a copy? And he said, I will send it to you in Lagos. When we got to Lagos, I waited. I couldn't get it from him. I decided to go to the National Library. I sent my detectives to the National Library, and they spent 1 week browsing through all the magazines. I'm coming. I will tell you. No, wait, hold on.
Mr.
We browsed through all the magazines.
The question I put to you.
No, I am answering your question. I'm answering your question.
Now,
we went through the library. We couldn't get that publication.
Whether
we now went to the NIA library. We couldn't get it. So that was
very clear.
At the NIA library, we were able to get the news magazine where the interview was carried, where it was captioned Buhari, now a converted Democrat or something like that. I can't remember what is at the back. I tendered it here, my lord. Now, we now try to locate the office of the ICNL, who are the publishers of this magazine, to find out from them where did they get this interview or where did they get this material. At the back page of that, it was indicated that they are publishing in Isolo. We went to Isolo and we were told that they have left Isolo in 1992.
What you are saying, you
now,
have stated
until that time, my lord, until that time, my lord, our investigation was stalled. Our investigation met with a brick wall. That was as far back as 1996. Not until after 23 months, my lord, from January 22nd, when I took over the case, to December 22nd, 1997, this letter was brought to me. In fact, it was after December. It was, I think, in 1998 that the letter, because I was on assignment in Jos. So when the letter was brought to me, I now sent my operatives, together with the SSS, to go to Iliri and confirm what they have written in their statement. We now got to Iliri, my lord, including the SSS operative, 2 officers from the police and 1 SSS. And then we, after searching her place recovering whatever we felt it is material to our evidence, she now told us that her husband lived with her in Kaduna. So we now said, okay, take us to Kaduna where your husband lived before his disappearance. She now took us to a house, my lord. And that house belonged to an SSS operative. His name is Kaltho. We now recorded his statement. And he said, yes, I know Bagauda Kaltho. He was staying with us. In fact, he was our informant in 1992. And that was confirmed by even the officers that were with me. In fact, we discovered from the statement of the wife of Bagauda Kaltho that the SSS has even visited her.
My lord, what he is saying now is already
so all this evidence is
before the commission.
Our investigation, my lord.
You should answer the simple question.
I'm sure that answers the question.
You cannot answer the question. I repeat the question again. In view of the findings here, your findings here, and your conclusion, can you still say you did not identify the body of the person who died?
I did not identify the body of the person who died. I did not identify the body of the person who died.
Let me refer you back to what you read. Go to the last paragraph 8 of 24. Paragraph 8 of page 19.
Yes, my lord.
Start from the second to the last paragraph. From the
available facts.
Yes.
The circumstances of the bomb blast and exhibit recovered at the scene, it is only reasonable to conclude that the deceased victim of the blast was indeed the person who brought the deadly object to the premises of the hotel. It has also been established that the victim was until his self-inflicted tragedy, that is, as reported by SSS, a correspondent of the news magazine.
As reported,
hither to that letter, we don't know who is Bagauda Kaltho. But
what?
the SSS know who Bagauda Kaltho is. In fact, they have been living with him.
You are not reading what you have there. Well, you are not reading what you have there.
I do not have to put all what is in my head on my report.
Can I read it with the permission of the court, of the commission? From the available fact, the circumstance of the bomb blast and exhibit recovered at the scene, it is only reasonable to conclude that the deceased victim of the blast was indeed the person who brought the deadly object to the premises of the hotel. It has also been established that the victim was, until his self-inflicted tragedy, a correspondence of, it has, the emphasis there is, it has also been established that the victim was, until his death, until his self-inflicted tragedy, a correspondent of the news magazine, and was based in Kaduna. What is, however, not clear is whether the late Bagauda Kaltho was illegally recruited for this dastardly act by his employer, ICNL, or he did so on his own and independent of his employer. That is your own conclusion.
Yes,
one of your findings.
And your letter also formed part of my finding. Yes, I agree with you.
From that, it is very clear that the identity of the person who died was very clear to you.
It was.
Thank you. You go again to your conclusion.
Yes.
Yes. With the permission of the commission, can I read the conclusion? From the foregoing and findings, it is a candid belief that the dead body found at the scene of the bomb blast that rocked Doba Hotel Kaduna on the 18th January 1996 was that of no other person but that of James Bagauda Kaltho, the correspondent of ICNL Kaduna Bureau, whose nemesis has caught up with him while planting the deadly bomb that ended his life. That is the conclusion of your investigation.
That is the conclusion of our investigation.
Which I will be correct to say that you identified the person that died in that bomb blast to be James Bagauda Kaltho.
Yes, my lord.
Will I also be correct to say that based on the evidence you gave in Kanu,
yes, my lord,
that evidence was intended to mislead this commission?
What do you mean?
What did he say in Kano that is in
Kanu,
direct conflict with that?
Yes, in
Remind me
Kanu.
what he said in Kano.
Yes, my lord. In Kanu, you said you never identified, you never knew the person who died in that bomb blast. It's in evidence, my lord.
Have you got the transcript?
Yes, I have the transcript.
All right.
I have the
Put to him
transcript.
what he said in Kano. Put to him what he said in Kano. And then contradicting with Exhibit 23.
Yeah, I want to find out the. In Kano, you will ask specifically whether you identify the person who died in that bomb blast. You said no.
Whether he
Yes,
identified or whether he was able to identify.
Whether he identified and knew the person who died. He said no.
In Kano, I can still remember what I said. They asked me whether I have ever seen Bagauda Kaltho. I said no. Have I seen the dead body? I said no. Have I ever come across him? I said no. Have I ever arrested him? I said no. When did I know about Bagauda Kaltho? I said not until when the letter written by Director of SSS to the IG was communicated to me. And the letter is explicit, my lord.
Will I be correct to say that in view of this exhibit before this commission, the position you took in Kano has shifted?
It has not shifted.
That's why I asked you, have you got a
It has not
transcript?
shifted.
If you have the have you
It has
got
not
a transcript
shifted.
there?
Is there?
You are trying
You
to
read
shift
to him
it.
what
It
was
has not
answered, what he
shifted.
answered. Are you sure you've got our transcript? I don't know whether. Did he get? They are saying you never applied for transcript, you got none. I mean, it's verbatim reporting here. So if you want, you can easily ask them, they give you.
No,
word for word.
I have a copy.
Copy of what?
What?
Of his evidence in Kano?
Yes.
You know what transcript is?
It's here, my lord.
Hey.
Can you?
Where did you get it?
We
Where did you get
applied for it. We applied for it.
Oh, you applied?
Yes, we
and
applied.
you got it? Oh, why do you say he hasn't got it? Oh, it's all right. They say, if you have got it, it's all right. Read the question read the answer.
He's representing the SSS, my lord. They can always get anything and manufacture some. I don't know what they do. It really applies.
My lord.
Yeah, I'm not saying the place.
My lord, your lordship.
Lord.
Your lordship, my lord, we need to set the record straight. If Learned Counsel has the transcripts of the proceedings in Kano, he certainly didn't get it through this commission. I don't know the transcripts.
Doesn't matter where I got. Has he got the transcript?
My
Whether
lord,
I got it legally or illegally is a different matter.
well, he
But
said
has he got the transcript? He
Well-
says yes. I don't know whether he has got it or not.
well, he didn't apply. That's what
First
I'm
of all, has he got the transcript? If he has got it illegally, then take the necessary
Doesn't matter.
steps.
Oh, yeah, now.
Let's see this transcript. Let's see it.
Read it.
Let us look at the transcript.
He wants to see it. I didn't mark it.
He seems to have it.
Could this be our transcript? Whether he paid for it or didn't pay for it is another matter. It's public document. If he hasn't paid, then ask him to pay. That's all.
Anyway, let me start packing my
In the spirit of fact-finding, does it matter whether he got it fraudulently or legally? If it is our transcript, it doesn't matter how he got it. He has to pay and he hasn't paid, ask him to pay.
In fact, the Supreme Court has said, sir, in Uto and Okwabi, that even if evidence is obtained illegally, if it's relevant, it's admissible.
Show it to them. Is it your transcript? The issue is very clear. Doesn't matter. Yes.
Well, if you have many more questions, we usually close at 4. It's past 4. So we allow you to sleep over them, and then tomorrow morning you continue. And then all the other cases, get dates with the council, or they all are joined to tomorrow morning.
Including this one, sir.
Including this one. Commission will now rise.
Guys, let's meet now.